Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Julie's Orchids. Today we have a very special episode. In Perth over the week, we've had our Autumn Orchid Championship Show, and I took 3 of my plants in for viewing. And today we're going to go over the results, because just like last year, this year we did really good. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and we're going to look at each plant that I put in for judging. And we're going to start with the one that did the worst. And the one that did the worst came in second. So obviously, we've got some really good news again here on Julie's Orchids. And yet again, I'm a bit shocked and a bit overwhelmed and definitely very happy with the results. So let's turn this camera around and have a look and see what we did. Alrighty, so we'll start with this psychopsis butterfly that has got some of the longest, most gangly flower spikes on the planet. What they did was they kind of wrapped this spike here around on itself because it wouldn't fit, and our spike is kind of off screen. So the flower is hanging upside down because of the way that they sort of staked my excessively long spike. So we'll take this apart and you can get an idea of just how long this flower spike is. But we'll have a look at the back side of the flower and maybe the front side. This is psychopsis butterfly, and I'm going to take the camera off the tripod, and that's what our flowers are looking like. All the way back up to there and all the way back into the plant. So that's the flower spike that I grew, and as you can see, it's quite long. It came with that flower spike. Now, on Wednesday night, when I took this in for judging, both spikes had flowers on them, but it dropped the other flower before the judges judged. So we came in second in the novice division at the Orchid Society of Western Australians Autumn Championship Orchid Show. And I like the psychopsis. I like their leaves. It's a mule ear type orchid. And this is the growth that I grew that grew this flower spike. I got it with this one back here. I've grown this one, and now this one, and my own spike. So I'm real happy. The psychopsis seems to really like its setup. And we're going to put this one away, and we're going to get out another plant and see how that one did. Okay, guys, so the next one we're going to look at is a monstrous size one. And this came in first place in the novice division. And this is a primary hybrid. This is Fragnum Sorcerers Apprentice. And this is a cross between Frag longifolium and Frag sargentianum. And it would have done better, but at the time I took it in on this incredibly tall flower spike, it only had that bloom open. And then the very next day after judging, it opened that one. And as you can see, we've got more coming. But again, this is an incredibly long flower spike, and it's taken first place in the novice division. No complaints about that. Now this here I'd like to introduce you to is Dendrobium Yaya. This is my second flowering of this plant. I bought this plant as a seedling in 2022. It bloomed for me last year. Off of that came. And then it grew this one, and it gave me this inflorescence. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 flowers on this plant, and they're just absolutely sparkling, beautiful, and lovely. Now, this plant did very, very, very well. And I'm going to stress on the very, 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 very well. I was not in any way, shape, or form expecting a second flowering of a plant to do what this one did. I'm utterly shocked. I'm over the moon, joyously happy at what this little plant pulled off at the Perth, Western Australia 2024 Autumn Orchid Championship, because we've taken home 3 ribbons. And yeah, I did that last year, but one of these ribbons is a big one. Not that any of them aren't big, but one of these is the big one. And we're going to go through these ribbons and awards for this plant one at a time. So you guys will have to bear with, because I'm still processing. And you'll understand why. So let's zoom out and have a look. So Dendrobium Yaya, first winner, is state champion hybrid for a non-Australian native dendrobium. I'm very happy with this one, considering that this is this plant's second flower spike. Only flowered once before, second flower spike. And it's taken state champion hybrid. Very happy, very happy, very happy. Ribbon number 2 that we got is a repeat from last year. So I'm 2 years in a row state champion novice orchid grower. And Dendrobium Yaya has earned me the 2nd year in a row of being a state champion novice level orchid grower. And, you know, that's pretty impressive considering I'm fairly new to the hobby, and that this is it's a flowering size plant, but it's only its 2nd flower spike ever. But it gets better. So we've run best non-Australian native dendrobium hybrid. We've won 2nd year in a row best novice orchid grower. And I hope you guys are sitting down for the next one. Give me just a second and we'll get that set up. And here we have. Now, this utterly confused me because I wasn't exactly sure what reserve champion meant. I just know that when I went to the orchid show to have a check to see how I did, that my plant was sitting right at the top, right next to the grand champion, and it had this on it, reserve champion. So I'm a state reserve champion, and I had to ask what that meant. So the way it was described to me by the secretary of the Orchid Society of Western Australia is that I'm the runner-up to the grand champion, and that if the grand champion orchid did not make it in, this little seedling plant, or not seedling, but 2nd time flowering plant, would have been the grand champion of the autumn show here in Perth, Western Australia for 2024. And I'm utterly humbled and totally confused by this because I'm a new grower. I'm a relatively new grower compared to the rest of the growers out there that I was competing against. So I'm novice division, and this plant here, has managed to take 2nd best of show from both the novice and the open division. 2nd best of show, full stop. And wow, I'm just, again, very happy. Last year, I did really good with Paphiopedilum spicerianum. That was a mature plant. I could have understood this one. This is a second time flowering plant for me, and it nearly took best in show. I'm very happy with it, guys, and I hope. I want to thank all of the YouTubers out there whose videos I've watched over the years and helped me learn how to grow these plants. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers for subscribing and giving me that moral support in growing the plants, because it's paying off. And like I said, I'm really humbled by this. You can hear I'm crying. I wasn't expecting it. Like I really wasn't expecting it. But yeah, there you have it. So 2 years in a row, guys, at the Autumn Championship, we've come home with one plant taking 3 awards, and not just 3 small awards, but 3 big ones. And this little lady right here, Dendrobium Yaya, was nearly the grand champion of the show. That's all right. She's runner-up. She's a baby still. And maybe next year it'll be a different story. We're going to zoom in on this flower right here. And I'm going to thank you guys very much for watching. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. A subscribe would be really appreciated. And you guys have an absolutely fabulous day. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you for your support on my channel. And say goodbye to our second best in show.